Hi guys, Zach here. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/cinematary. This gives you access to over 180,000 titles for your iPhone, Android, and Kindle, as well as an MP3 player. Right now, I'm reading Space Odyssey, Stanley Kubrick, Arthur C. Clarke, and the Making of a Masterpiece by Michael Benson, but Audible users can also access other film books such as Hank and Jim, The 50-Year Friendship of Henry Fonda and James Stewart by Scott Iman, or Five Came Back by Mark Harris. Again, the link to get your 30-day free trial is www.audibletrial.com/cinematary. One more time, www.audibletrial.com/cinematary. Now, on to the show. And welcome to episode 200 of Cinematary. I'm your host, Zach Dennis. I'm sipping on a vodka cranberry, and I am here with
Lydia Creech, also vodka cran.
Andrew Swafford, third vodka cranberry.
Jessica Carr, I had a Strongbow, a whiskey and Coke, and now I'm drinking a cranberry and vodka.
And Dylan Moore, I had some sake before and a shot of vodka, and now I'm hanging out with cranberry and vodka.
They're all white girls.
Nathan Smith, I shotgunned a Tecate. I am finishing my second Tecate, and I'm also drinking Evan Williams Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Kentucky's #1 distillery.
Nice.
All right. So this week we will be doing something a little bit different. As you can tell from our intros, we will be drinking and trying to perform our best drunk history of a various amount of movies. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to go, quite honestly. This is we may lose many listeners, we may gain many.
It's for us.
That's true.
Stop listening to this.
So, since I have to edit this thing, I'm gonna go first so I can sober up after. So let me take a quick.
Cheers.
Go. Yeah.
Don't chug it.
Zach has to describe the plot of Mulholland Drive, by the way.
Okay.
You good?
So I watched Mulholland Drive. This is my first David Lynch movie.
Oh yeah, we're timing. You should say the rules
Oh
before
yeah,
we get started.
that's true. We have some rules. So
Party off the rails.
everybody gets 10 minutes to talk about the plot, and then we have 5 minutes to do questions and answers. So it's a 15-minute little bubble for everybody to kind of get the time
Because
going.
we don't want this to be 2.5 hours.
So let me pop this.
No, I got you.
We got
Oh,
you.
you got it? All right.
Yeah.
So you got the timer?
Yeah.
So go ahead and hit it.
All right, Mulholland Drive. Oh wait, I'm at 1%. You should start. Start.
This is already gone. This is
We're
already
gonna
gone.
start.
This is already bad.
All right, here we go. So Mulholland Drive. So picture this: pink screen, dancing people. It's the best Kids Bop movie you've ever seen. It's a wonderful rendition of.
I hate this already.
It's a wonderful rendition of Kids Bop. You enter L.A. in the mid-20s. There's a
In the 20s?
the mid
He gets 10 minutes.
in the mid-2000s. There's a car driving down the road and then they stop and she's like, "Why are we stopping?" And the guys are like, "Nothing." And then these other two cars come down the road. It's like Death Proof. And they come rumbling down the road and they hit the car head on and it's like boom. So, that car is totaled. But the chick in it, she's cool. She's good. She's a little
Who's
kind
the
of.
chick?
Laura Herring is the actress. She goes by Rita because she gets amnesia, but we'll get to that in a second. She got a little concussion thing going on, which if Roger Goodell was involved, he wouldn't do anything about it. But she decides to walk down and go and go to a house and just First, she just lays in the street, or like lays in the bushes and just sleeps. And then this lady goes off and leaves, and she just goes in the house. So then Naomi Watts gets off a plane from like Australia or some shit. And she's like, I'm super excited to be in LA because I have blonde hair and I'm a woman.
It's La La Land.
Is
Yeah.
this Naomi Watts?
Yeah, Naomi Watts. And scariest part of this whole damn movie is the scariest part of this whole damn movie is these old couple that's so excited for her. Because if you've ever met an old couple that's just really into you immediately,
8 minutes, by the way.
scares the crap out of people. And they scared the crap out of me. And like they have this shot where they get into their limo and they're just like showing their inner jitters that they're excited just to be here, and I was terrified of them. Anyway, so we get to the house. Naomi Watts finds this girl. She's taking a shower. She's like, "What are you doing? I'm not going to question this a lot." And so she's like, "Nah, just kidding. We're best friends." So then she's like, "We're going to find out why you have amnesia." Now, while this is all happening, we're also cutting away to an emo reject from Entourage, otherwise known as Justin Theroux, who is directing this movie, and then he goes home and he gets cheated on by Billy Ray Cyrus, which is quite honestly the best part of the movie.
Billy Ray Cyrus is in the Criterion Collection.
So he's just like, dude, just chill out, hang out. And he punches him in the face.
Billy Ray Cyrus?
No, yeah, Billy Ray Cyrus punched him. It's an achy, breaky heart, you know? So he punches him. So he punches him, and then he drives off, and there's like this like miniature guy in a room, and he's talking about Hollywood, and then they're casting a movie, and Naomi Watts is supposed to be casted in the movie, and among other things, there's just a lot going on. This vodka cranberry's hitting me hard.
You have 6 minutes.
Finish it.
All right.
I think she meant the plot summary.
So overall, this is what happens. Naomi Watts comes to LA. She's super pumped about it.
Yes.
She meets her best friend Rita. She's like, I'm going to help you find out why you have amnesia. I don't know why Justin Theroux's in this movie, but he is, and we got to deal with it. I don't know why this midget guy... I don't know why this midget's in this movie, but he is. I don't know why we have this scene where there's like a Me Too moment going on where she's making out with this old guy, but it's there. We got to deal with it.
Naomi Harris?
Naomi what?
Can you let me get through this thing?
Just fast forward to the end.
So,
To the end.
I don't know. There's a lot going on here. David Lynch seems like a very smart man.
10 minutes.
He's got a lot going on, and let me just say that Mulholland Drive.
What are your theories about it?
You've summarized half the movie.
Yeah, keep going. Talk about the cowboy.
You have
All
5
right,
minutes.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Blue box. Talk about the blue box.
It's a
Yeah,
key.
it's also gay. You should mention that.
Yeah.
Talk about the Wizard of Oz.
So first off, they go to this restaurant called Winky's, which let me just say, objectively is hilarious. Just an objectively a hilarious name. So they go to this place called Winky's, and for some reason, this guy who's also in, I think, lots of other movies, he's like, I gotta go check out what's behind this wall. And so they're like,
Oh, it's the guy from Mad Men who's like the Jerry Lewis.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. You're right.
So Jerry Lewis from Mad Men is
No.
like, we gotta go look behind this thing. So they go look behind this thing, and I shit you not, there is this terrifying woman.
The jump scare.
Do we understand why this woman is here? No. But do I love her? I'm infatuated with her. She's muddy, she's gross,
Oh,
and
it's a
I love
she.
her.
It's a she.
I've only ever heard it described as a he.
I thought
No.
it was a dude.
She's my
You
true
think
love.
it's a
Have
she?
you looked up the actor on IMDb?
I don't go to shit.
Garbage
So
box
anyway,
is a woman?
can I
The
tell?
exact summary it is.
Can
You
I-
have 3.5 minutes. by
Well,
the way.
well, you guys have been interrupting half of it.
That's what this is gonna be.
This is how this is.
So anyway, so fast forward, they go to this lady's house, and this lady is dead. And they're like, that's not cool. So because that's not cool, they decide to like, they go into this trippy moment where everybody's just like wah 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 wah, and they're like splitting together. Long story short, it's been a dream the entire time. Naomi Watts' character is actually this other character named Diane, who's pissed off because her gay lover is actually going to get married to Justin Theroux, which objectively you should be pissed off about because that sounds awful. And so she just wants to make gay love to her, but they can't make gay love. And so she angrily masturbates, and she does all this.
I don't remember this.
That happens. He's right.
Yeah.
And she does all this other stuff, and by the end of the movie, they don't get in love, and she just dies.
They don't get in
She
love.
shoots herself.
Well, yeah, she shoots herself. That's
She
an
shoots
important-
herself.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So is this whole movie her dying fantasy?
Yes.
Yes.
It's the Wizard of Oz.
Heard it here.
Yes.
You did it in 8 minutes. Cheers to that.
Yay.
Goodbye.
All right, so
What do you think of Mulholland Drive?
I liked Mulholland
Did
Drive.
you like? Okay.
I want. Let me preface. I got some side names for it. Mulholland Drive: origin story of Winky's lady, because I love her. Why is she there? Why were we compelled to see her? Why is she
Is this
so
still the garbage monster?
dirty?
It's a man, right?
It's definitely a
No,
man.
gender queer. I like Zach's interpretation.
Garbage
of this.
monster is gender non-conforming.
I like
But
the.
really, what's her story?
They.
Who is she?
Who is their story?
Yeah,
Garbage
I love
monster.
her.
Who is she?
Like.
Did it scare you? Did the like?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell is this woman doing? She's so dirty.
She's like literally covered in
So anyway,
So you.
so Mulholland Drive: origin story of trash lady. Mulholland Drive: they just want to be gay Hollywood. What's wrong with that? Mulholland Drive:
Hashtag me too.
hashtag me too. Because that scene was happening, and I was just like, that would not fly right now. There would be a variety piece about that, and there would be a lot of other, and the rap would immediately cover that because the rap loves covering stuff.
In the movie, Lydia's raising her hand.
Well, is it? I don't know if it. I feel like that's not true because it's it's showing, it's pulling back the curtain, like the
Oh,
Wizard of
yeah.
Oz, pulling back the curtain on the wizard.
It is,
Oh.
but
I agree.
It is, but also Naomi Watts would have a perfect Me Too story for a variety
Oh,
story.
absolutely.
Lydia's
Yeah,
still
what's
raising
up?
her hand for some reason.
I'm a student. How does this fit in with your other experiences of David Lynch?
He hasn't had any
has
other
none.
experience of David Lynch.
All right, so my experiences with David Lynch is when he plays the late night host to teach Louis C.K. how to be a late night host, and Louis,
Yeah.
and in Lucky when he's Lucky's best friend.
That's awesome, though.
In those two roles, he's wonderful. Can I just say about David Lynch real quick?
Yes.
That guy has magnificent hair.
It's the best hair!
It is.
My
there
most
should
liked review on Letterboxd is for the David Lynch documentary, and my review is simply hair goals.
Yeah.
there should be
David Lynch.
There should be a Mount
Nathan's
Rushmore
trying to
where
say
it's just
something.
David Lynch's hair.
Nathan?
Because David Lynch's hair did more than Thomas Jefferson ever did.
Fucking
Quote-
true.
Quote me on
David
that.
Lynch's hair has never owned slaves.
Yes!
Hashtag no slavery from David Lynch's hair.
David Lynch, Room to Dream on shelves now. Buy it.
So anyway, I liked Mulholland
You still
Drive.
have 4 minutes.
It made no. Oh, it didn't make no sense. I knew what was going on.
Okay.
It makes perfect sense. It's literally the Wizard of Oz. It makes total sense.
Literally the Wizard of Oz.
It's the Wizard
Because
of
if
Oz.
it was literally the Wizard of Oz, it'd be called
It would be-
Mulholland Drive, the Wizard of Oz.
Not related to Wizard of Oz.
So I guess if it was the Wizard of Oz,
Okay.
well, where does the trash lady work into this? Because
Yeah.
I love her so
I
much.
love that she's trash lady.
Trash? Let me tell you about
Where
trash.
did she come from?
Do you, trash lady?
Like, it comes out of nowhere. And she just pops up. And then, at the end...
You didn't mention anything about the box. The
Oh,
blue
I don't
box.
care about that. I love trash
No,
lady.
I only did because
Explain it.
Trash Lady has the box at the end of the movie.
Because Trash Lady has everything. She knows all. Trash... Guys, spoiler alert. Trash Lady is God.
Really? Expound.
It's an expound agnostic.
Because if we saw God in today's form,
She would be a woman.
she'd be a woman. And also, she would terrify us because we wouldn't be able to comprehend it.
Yeah,
So when
crafty and
so when,
horror here.
so when Trash Lady shows up, it terrifies you because you don't know how to compute it, thereby being apropos de nothing.
Apropos of that.
Good
Trash
good
lady.
vocab.
Do nothing.
Trash Lady is God. Mulholland Drive, Trash Lady is God.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you already said that.
Are you gonna watch more? Are you gonna pursue more David Lynch?
I'm gonna follow his hair.
Watch the art.
I think you could do it. I think you could pull it off.
Nathan, thank you so much. Just genuinely.
You should start wearing the suits like him too, you know, buttoning the top button all the way to the top and drinking coffee all the time, smoking 12 packs of cigarettes a day. Were you a Boy Scout?
No, I got kicked out.
You got kicked out?
Oh, damn. You can't be David Lynch
You have a
then.
minute.
Yeah, for what?
Why'd you get out of Boy Scouts?
Tell your
Oh, because I wasn't taking things very seriously.
What rank were you? What
I
rank
was
were
like
you?
Cub Scout. Like, they cut me out.
Oh, damn.
Like, they were like, this guy does not get it.
Not even a Weeblos, huh?
No, they shut me out as quickly as possible.
Anything else you want to share in your 58 seconds you have left?
Yeah.
I just want to say that it astounds me that there's been 200 episodes of this podcast.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Kampai.
It's because of you, Zach. It's all because of you.
That makes no sense to me.
Yes,
And it
thank you,
makes-
Zach.
Yay.
Hopefully no one was
Friendship.
listening to this.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So Zach finished with 27 seconds to spare.
Nice.
We have a grab bag of names.
Yeah, so the
Who's
rest of
next?
this is going to be random. People are going to put on the spot to talk about their movies. All these movies were chosen for people
By
because
Nathan.
mostly by Nathan and me. They're all hard to describe.
I didn't choose all these
You
movies.
did.
You chose for
Me, Lydia.
Dylan, Lydia, and
I did not choose for Dylan. I originally
Yes, you
chose
did.
for
You
Dylan,
picked
and then
Boss Baby.
I did not pick that.
For Dylan?
You did.
that was you, Lydia. You did because we were gonna do Minions, and Dylan had seen Minions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Zach chose.
Okay. Should we just go to Dylan?
No.
No,
Okay.
pick a name. Pick a name.
I'm gonna pick a name from the hat.
This is horrible.
Yeah. And the hat says Zach.
Zach, come back.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys.
My wife is playing Harvest Moon, and Zach was giving her guidance.
No, I was shaking her hand and telling her that I was intoxicated.
Okay.
Drink water.
The next person is me. Fuck.
Start strong.
No.
Start the timer. Start the timer.
Okay. So Zach and I need a preamble.
No, you do not.
I'm not
He
getting
does.
into the plot
He
yet.
does.
Zach and I have the hardest movies to describe.
You do.
Zach has a fucking David Lynch, like 2.5 hour opus of non-linear storytelling.
I liked it, though.
I have an anime film that
yes.
requires 26 episodes of a TV show before you can. So I have to describe the TV show to you before I describe the movie.
Plus a lot of fun.
No, all that you have to say is that there's this kid named Shinji, and his dad sucks. That's all you need to know.
He sucks.
No, there's more context needed than that.
No, that's all you need to know is that this kid has terrible daddy issues.
Oh,
I can't say my plot summary will be as entertaining as Zach, but I'm going to try my best to explain what the fuck is going
Start
on
from
with
the
my
beginning.
movie, which is End of Evangelion, is what I'm describing. So I have to start by describing the TV show Neon Genesis Evangelion. Okay, so in
26 episodes.
Yeah, 26 episodes. In Evangelion, it takes place in a fictional version of Japan. It's called Tokyo 3 because Tokyo has supposedly been destroyed
In the Third World War.
Right?
Third World War.
The first destruction of Tokyo, I'm assuming, is the atomic bomb.
Yes.
The second destruction of Tokyo is left kind of unclear in the movie.
It's the Third World War, hypothetically.
Sure. And we are in the third version of Tokyo. In this version of Tokyo, they are attacked intermittently by these monsters called angels. They look different every single time. One of them is a giant fucking floating diamond. Another one looks like a DNA strand. Another one looks like a young gay boy. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Anyways, they all come back as different forms. And the Tokyo 3 has commissioned the help of this private organization called NERV, N-E-R-V. I can't spell.
Nerve.
Yeah.
Nerve.
And what NERV does is they use giant robots to fight the angel monsters that come to attack Tokyo.
Evangelions, right?
The robots are called Eva or Evangelion, which is where the TV show gets its name. And for some reason, all of these giant robots have to be piloted by teenagers.
Accurate.
It doesn't make sense why, but they do. There are 3 teenagers that pilot these giant robots. One of them is the son of the head of the organization. His name is Shinji.
He fucking sucks.
He sucks. We'll talk about that later.
Who does? Shinji?
Yeah.
Fuck Shinji.
Shinji or Shinji's father? Shinji's the best.
No!
Okay, chill. Chill. We'll get into it. So Shinji is one. He's a sad boy.
He's a sad boy.
Another robot pilot is a girl named Rei, and we later find out in the series that she is not actually a girl, but she is a robot clone thing. There are like 20-something... What?
Go for it.
What? Who, me? Oh, I was...
Yeah, the blue.
I don't know that. Never mind. Skip me.
At one point in the show, you see like a tank full of dozens of Rei.
She's a clone. It's like a cloning thing.
She's not a human, basically.
Of Shinji's mom.
Oh, of Shinji's mom. Thank
Fuck! Really?
Uh-huh.
you.
Ew!
Okay. There's a lot going on here. And Shinji is also in love with her, so that's why Lydia's freaking out. And then the third pilot, I haven't even gotten to the plot of the show yet, y'all. I'm in the exposition here. The third pilot is a girl from Germany, of all places, named Asuka. Literally the next word I was gonna say, Asuka.
I'm sorry.
And she's very angry and loud, and she kind of gives everybody a hard time, but it's because her mom committed suicide when she was a child, and she has all
She
this...
had a bad childhood.
I should not be laughing about this, but Zach is laughing, and that made me laugh.
Yeah, it's a shitty childhood. I would say so.
She's very sad, and she doesn't know how to express her emotions to other people. She doesn't want to, so she covers it up with rage. And we have these like 3 different characters piloting these robots. One who's very sad, Shinji. One who's very angry, Asuka. And one who is blank, this clone character.
Right.
And the show starts as like a Monster of the Week type show where they keep fighting all of these different...
You also... Hey, you forgot the most important character. How do you say her name? Misato?
Yeah.
The mentor character.
Yeah.
Misato. She works for the NERV Corporation, and she serves as like a guardian to Shinji, and Shinji and Asuka both live under her roof, and Shinji is like maybe sexually attracted to her.
She's cute, you know?
She's cute! Nathan said it.
Yeah.
She is cute.
Also the penguin, you can't forget the penguin.
Fuck up!
Charlotte, we love you.
Charlotte's Nathan's girlfriend who's in the background listening to this nonsense.
I'm so sorry, Charlotte.
Yeah, sorry, Charlotte.
Charlotte, we love you.
Anyways, I have 5 minutes left. I have not even gotten to this.
Get to the
So
movie.
the first half of the TV show is like a Monster of the Week type thing, where you just like episodes of Power Rangers basically.
Killing
And
all the
then
angels.
halfway through the show, one of the monsters comes and it's just like this black ball of depression, and Shinji gets sucked into the black ball of depression. And after that, he is not quite able to function or commit to working with the giant robot Evangelion Corporation, and like he gets out and then he gets back in and he gets out. It's complicated, but basically
We've all been there.
yeah, everybody is working under high stress, high emotions. And also I should mention that the Nerve Corporation that's running all these giant robot fights is secretly being puppeteered by this shadow corporation called SEAL, which you only ever see as like 8 monoliths talking to each
So
other.
they're not a team of 6.
It's a 12.
What?
It's team 6.
8!
It's 12.
You're derailing my time. I'm reclaiming
killed
my
Osama
time.
bin Laden.
I'm reclaiming my time.
Shut up.
Anyways, so Shinji's dad is supposedly kind of a double agent. He's working for the Nerve Corporation. He's also working for the Steel Corporation. You find out late on in the series that the Steel Corporation is intentionally trying to bring about the apocalypse. They
It's important. Shut up.
Jindo, the original accelerationist, you know.
Yeah.
You need to get to the last 2 episodes.
Yes. I haven't even got to the movie yet. I have 3 minutes. They want the giant robot team to fail so that the world ends and something else happens. So let's get into that.
Okay.
End of Evangelion, the movie. I have 3 minutes.
But they want, do you know why? Did you say why he wants the world to end? It's so he can be reunited with his wife.
Because he's
The ghost of
fucking
his wife.
lonely.
Yeah.
The dad?
Yeah, Gendo. That's why he was doing it.
Okay, there's
Yeah.
a lot of things in the
That's
show
why he wants the world
movie
to
I don't
end.
understand. I'll just go ahead and say
So
that.
they were like basically wanting the same thing, but Gendo wants to do it to find his wife, and Seal wants to do it because they're finding the Dead Sea Scrolls and just following that for some reason.
The Dead Sea Scrolls is a translation
Damn.
of the Bible. It doesn't make
I'm
any
not
sense.
saying. I don't know.
I forgot about that.
But that's what it was.
Get to
Anyways,
the last 2
We're
episodes.
there.
But what about Jesus?
I'm not going to
The last 2 episodes are just an extended therapy session. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, the last 2 episodes all take place inside Shinji's head / Asuka's head, and they're just like teenagers screaming about how they're lonely and sad, and then like these manifestations.
It's Donnie Darko.
Yeah, it's Donnie Darko. We'll get to that later. The movie End of Evangelion, which I have 2.5 fucking minutes to talk about, is meant to be a replacement to the last 2 episodes of the show.
Because they ran into budget issues,
Yes.
and it's like very sketchy, and Anno just ended
Got
it.
super
Oh, I
depressed.
should also mention.
And also, Anno-
You should buy.
Also, he was depressed.
Anno.
He was very depressed.
Very, very
Like
depressed.
super depressed.
I should mention this by Hideaki Anno, who directed Shin Godzilla, and this is like considered his magnum opus, whatever. Now, End of Evangelion, meant to be a replacement or an addition to the last 2 episodes of Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Right.
I have 2 minutes to talk about this. Holy
got
shit!
it.
Hurry.
In the first half of this movie, which is called an episode of the show, basically the Nerve Corporation thinks they're being attacked by another shadowy organization, which it turns
they
out
are, Seal.
They are.
Yeah.
Seal is attacking them, and Seal is attacking them in the form of other Evangelion robots who are like these big flying white bird-looking things that transform and whatever. What are you doing, Lydia?
Right here. Andrew. Tell us
Okay, me and Dylan making eye contact right now.
got it.
Lydia's distracting me.
Right here. Stop. Andrew. What about the white
Now,
robots?
so the SEAL Corporation is attacking the
Right.
Nerve Evangelions to
Right.
try and bring about the end of the world.
Right.
They're trying to hide the robots so they don't get destroyed by the SEAL Corporation. Here. But eventually, Asuka, who's kind of a hothead, comes out into the open, and everything gets all like violent and bad. And Shinji is sad and vengeful, and so he jumps into the fray.
Shinji's a piece of shit.
He sucks. Oh, also I should mention the beginning of the movie.
He masturbates onto Asuka!
While she's in the hospital.
Honestly, I didn't realize that until I read the plot synopsis.
Time out.
No.
Somehow I missed that.
What?
I mean, that is.
Did I have longer than 15 minutes? I have the
Yes.
hardest job.
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
No, you got 5 minutes.
No, I have 25 seconds actually.
You better hurry, man.
Please just keep going. Just keep going. Fuck it.
I'm just gonna keep going. Okay, so yeah, at the beginning of the movie,
Right.
Shinji
First 5 minutes.
masturbates onto a comatose Asuka, which is fucked up.
We don't see it. It's implied.
It
So-
happens.
Yeah.
He looks at his hand and says, "I'm fucked up." There's like white gooey substance on Asuka.
Anyways,
It's on his hands.
Oh, why are you getting so specific?
Yeah.
that's what my job is here. I'm at the beginning of the movie now. So basically, Nerve loses to all of these invading Evangelions run by the SEAL Corporation.
Like Emma Roberts, Dave Franco nerve.
Don't. I love Nerve so much. Don't distract me. And what ends up happening after SEAL attacks the Nerve Corporation is, I should have mentioned this earlier, there's this weird monster in the basement of the Nerve Corporation called Lilith, which is this white.
Like Frasier's wife. I don't think then.
No, it's not. But go ahead.
There's a bunch of biblical references in the show. One of them is Lilith. It's this like white. Shut the fuck up. Lilith is a white anthropomorphic monster who is crucified on a cross in the basement of the Nerve Corporation.
Right.
After the SEAL Corporation demolishes Nerve, Lilith gets off of the cross and shapeshifts into the form of a giant naked woman, all in like monochrome white. She looks like Rey, the clone girl. And she creates this weird like crucifix thing in the sky that Shinji's Evangelion gets put in the center of. And all of the other like SEAL Evangelions like circle around it. There's all these like weird geometric patterns in the sky. And I haven't even got to the weird shit yet, Zach. Chill.
Please just fast forward. Please.
Okay, I'm gonna fast forward.
Go ahead, please.
Nathan, come on, help.
Can I say something really quick? So I rewatched End of Evangelion today, and I was just looking at Wikipedia to refresh my memory because it's a very confusing motion picture. And it's incredibly confusing, but apparently there was supposed to be a live-action movie directed by John Woo and produced by Jerry Bruckheimer and Steven Spielberg.
I'd probably watch that.
I would watch that. No.
I would watch that.
Okay, End of Evangelion starts with like live action shot of audiences Japanese audiences.
That's
Yes.
at the end.
Starts? That's at the end.
Oh, is that the end?
That's the end.
Supposedly like watching Evangelion.
I haven't
Yeah, they're,
gotten
like,
to it yet.
superimposed.
I'm still working on this.
Okay,
I have a lot
sorry.
more to say.
Yes, it does.
There's a little bit of critique of the fans. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Zach is holding up the timer. I know how much time I have left.
You have to
That
be
timer is irrelevant. I have a lot of things that I have to
Yeah.
describe.
Are you gonna talk about Freud?
Dude, no, I'm not gonna talk about Freud. Subtext is not.
Are you gonna talk about?
I'm just talking about what
Are you
happened.
going to talk about all the Jewish symbolism?
We don't have time to get into the biblical allegory of this movie. Where I was at was the Lilith character gets themselves off of the crucifix. They turn into the form of this giant monochrome white version of Rey.
Why
who's-
are we not Facebook living this?
Stop.
Because we're professionals who don't want our boss to watch the Facebook Live event. So there's this giant naked anime girl in the sky, right? And at one point, Shinji is in the middle of this crucifix. There's all these flying Evangelions around him. The giant naked anime girl in the sky sprouts wings. Out of her hands open 2 vagina slits. And everyone on the earth dissipates into liquid.
Yeah.
Right?
Sounds so stupid! The primordial goo!
And all of the people in the world swirl into this.
Sounds so
You can't.
Lydia just said primordial.
You can't.
All of the
You
people.
can't. We're gonna be here.
I
all
know
night.
we have 18
Real.
seconds. Fuck
She
that
just said
timer. It doesn't
primordial.
matter.
You're right.
All of the people
This
in the
is a
world
blanket.
swirl into this giant red globe,
Uh-huh.
and they get absorbed into the vagina hands of the giant white animator. and then I've not gotten to the weirdest part
Can
yet.
I just say?
I haven't gotten to the
Can I
weirdest
just
part.
say that I'm so happy that it's taken 200 episodes for Cinematary to get to vagina hands?
Turn that timer off. Okay,
Give him
so
5 more minutes.
yeah, I need more time.
Five.
So I haven't gotten to the weirdest part yet. So giant anime girl standing like in the middle of the fucking universe, right? And after the vagina hands thing and all of the humans get sucked into the giant red globe, which gets sucked into the vagina hands, there's another vagina that opens on her forehead.
Yeah.
And inside that vagina
it's not wrong.
is a human eyeball.
No.
And
Yep.
Shinji,
That's
our
the
main
worst place
character,
for
Fuck Shinji.
Shinji is stuck on this crucifix in the sky that grows roots and turns into what they call the Tree of Life.
Accurate.
And
Like
Now
the
it-
Terrence Malick movie?
it's not the Terrence Malick movie. I wish it was the Terrence Malick movie.
I think that Sean Penn is the vagina head.
Anyways, the crucifix in the sky is plunged into the human eyeball inside of the vagina on the anime girl's forehead. That's what happens in the movie. and Shinji, who's in the middle of this crucifix, gets sucked into this, and I feel like I'm getting some plot points mixed up here, but he
okay.
gets
Probably.
he gets sucked into the anime girl's forehead, and a new world is created.
Agree.
And in this new world, all people are one.
Vagina heads.
No, fuck you.
No. It's not the Oedipus complex.
I don't know whether or not it's about the Oedipus
We're all
complex.
having sex with our moms?
Yes.
In this
Assist.
new world that is created, all people are part of one larger organism.
There is no independence.
Thank you. It opens.
Capitalism.
It opens with a scene of
Let's talk about
Shinji.
Buffy.
It opens with a scene of Shinji having sex with Rei, I think.
Oh,
but they.
fuck, I forgot about
Star
that.
Wars?
But it's not. It's like one body.
People, this is very complicated and difficult. Let me live here.
We're in the Q&A
so-
section, so.
Shinji-
It kind of just sounds like vaginas, honestly. That's all I got from
Shinji
it.
and Rei are having sex, but they are like part of the same. Like there's no boundary between their bodies. They are one body.
It's
And
the mythic ideal of sex.
This is
Whatever.
millennial bullshit.
Shinji is very upset, and in some way, like through sheer force of will, he's able to break himself out of the weird collective utopia that has been created.
Right.
Why?
And at the very, very end of the movie, we see an independent Shinji on the shore of a beach, and he happens to be there with
Asuka.
Asuka,
Yeah, it's definitely
Asuka, whatever.
He's
And they're
outside the collective.
and also we have one of the Rei clones, whatever they happen to represent, is like standing in the waves of the ocean, looking at them. And Shinji, I didn't even mention. There's so much I didn't mention. Shinji starts choking Asuka, but then he starts crying about the fact that he's choking Asuka.
Mention the last line.
And his tears get on her face, which I think is meant to be some sort of a reflection of what happens in the first scene, but it's meant to be this weird reversal where Shinji has come full circle and he's not an asshole anymore. And
Still an asshole.
he's still an asshole.
Just on her dead body!
comatose
No,
body.
but she's not dead here. At the end of the show, it ends with her saying something,
I'm disgusted.
"I'm disgusted," which sounds like a negative thing to say, but the idea is their relationship is going to go back to normal because their relationship throughout the whole show is that Asuka was very angry and full of rage and always insulting Shinji. So the fact that she says this line that's meant to be very mean seems to be a hopeful last note for the movie to go out on, and it seems to imply there's like a larger biblical allegory happening here that they are going to repopulate the earth.
Are they Adam and Eve?
I think they're Adam and Eve.
But with lots of.
Honestly, you say, Lydia, that you hate Shinji, but
Sucks.
he's kind of relatable, if you've ever,
Nathan!
struggled with if you've if you've ever struggled with self-loathing, Shinji, he's relatable.
Okay. So Evangelion.
Real.
Okay, I believe Anno fucking hates his fans.
And Shinji is his fans.
And Shinji,
for sure.
no. And Shinji is the typical teenage fanboy of Evangelion. But that's not a good thing. Don't fucking validate those people.
I should mention something more about the fans, which is the climax of this movie when all the apocalypse stuff is going on down. There's this long avant-garde montage sequence that my wife rightly compared to the work of Stan Brakhage. And then it breaks into a live... I know the timer is out again. I have a couple last things to
3
say.
more minutes.
2 more
Andrew
minutes.
said my wife.
2 more
I thought
minutes.
of Borat. I was like, am I a wife?
Stop.
As soon as you said my wife, I was like, am I a wife?
My waifu.
This is a bad podcast.
Can I have the last word?
Yes.
No, we're not
Even
done. We're not done.
Evangelion has sold a total of 2.317 million pachinko machines.
What?
Wow.
What?
$11.585 billion in sales of pachinko machines.
What are you talking about?
Pachinko is a form of gambling in Japan, and it's like a
metal
pinball thing
balls
where the ball
fall
goes
down.
down and it falls in a certain slot.
What does that have to do with Evangelion?
Alright, let's wrap up. We got more people.
I'm
to go.
trying to wrap
They
up.
sold Evangelion.
Nathan.
We literally have.
No, go on,
to
Nathan.
go.
I'm with you.
We have 4.
I'm done. I'm sorry.
More people to
Nathan,
go.
what?
All right, let's wrap it up.
Okay, was wrapping up and Nathan interrupting me with fucking Chinko machines. It doesn't matter.
You should let him
Pachinko
explain
machine.
what he has to say.
I don't like
What
the
do
way
you have to
that-
say,
I do
Nathan?
not like how you
Spit it
said
out.
I don't like the way you're saying Chinko machine.
I misunderstood him. Nathan, what's your point?
This is going to be a terrible episode.
Yes! Like sober people are gonna listen.
I'm
to
just
this
saying it.
Stop.
I'm so far fucking
Unless
gone.
you move his part to another. Please go on.
Nathan, what's your point?
I'm so no, I was done. I just wanted to say that I just saw that on Wikipedia. Anyways, Andrew.
What? I don't understand what you
Sum it
said.
up.
Something about
Okay.
gambling. What does that have to do with Evangelion?
Andrew, final thoughts.
Final thought.
They were Evangelion themed machines.
They made a lot of money.
Oh, they made a lot of money because people like Evangelion. Thank
Sure.
you. People like Evangelion.
Teenagers like Evangelion.
My last point I want to say, sorry this has gone so long. I had to describe 13 hours
Are
of
you really that sorry?
I am! I'm sorry. At the climax of the movie, which I was in the middle of, during the apocalypse section, there is this...
The whole movie is an apocalypse section.
Yeah, in the climax of the movie, there's this montage, avant-garde montage of like all these anime images that are being superimposed on top of each other, and it's meant to feel like a Stan Brakhage short film.
Yes.
And then I already said it was my wife who gave me that idea.
My wife.
My waifu!
Don't lie. We have to break through this, people. My last point.
Hurry up.
At the peak of the Stan Brakhage avant-garde section, it actually breaks open into a live action section, which I was
In
not.
the theater! Yes.
It doesn't start in the theater.
Yes, it does.
It starts by showing these images of like swing sets and stuff that is a mirror of what you've seen in the anime earlier
Gosh,
than that.
just wrap it up. No.
But
But
eventually,
it ends with like the live action anime fans in the theater watching
Yes.
Evangelion end of Evangelion.
there are these two shots. One of them is a camera going left to right in a full theater. Another one is
Why
a
are you
camera
pointing
going.
at him? I know he's talking.
Another is a camera going right to
Fuck,
left
I
over
need
the.
to go next.
There are these two shots.
Please.
One of them is a camera panning left to right over a crowded theater. The other one is a camera panning right to left over a crowded theater, and they're superimposed on top of each other, and it gives you this weird, like, pseudo 3D effect. And if you combine the like avant-garde anime abstract Stan Brakhage section with the live action section, I think it amounts to like 25 or 30 minutes of the film. And the reason that I really liked End of Evangelion has mostly nothing to do with like the themes of the show or the characterization or like the arc of the series or whatever. I was just really wowed and blown away by the visuals of that climax. It was a situation kind of like...
Do not describe the vagina hands as a climax.
I would describe it as the same... It's a sensation I haven't had in the movies in a long time, which is the same feeling you have when you're watching, like, the Stargate sequence 2001 or the Cosmos sequence in Tree of Life, where, like, your eyes are just, like, very wide open and you feel overwhelmed and you're, like, leaning back in your chair and, like, what is going on?
Hell yes.
You can't take your eyes off the screen. You're just kind of sucked into this, like, crazy abstract sequence of light. And I honestly think that however your feelings are on the actual series of Evangelion, it is kind of worth it to get to that big payoff at the end. It is cinema. So
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
end of Evangelion.
Yeah, all right.
That's all we got.
Wow.
Good name!
You talked for so goddamn
I'm
long.
sorry.
It was a lot.
Nathan,
To be fair.
assigned me a TV show to talk
Good
about.
it's
Good
A
job.
notoriously
No,
complicated
no.
TV
You
show.
did it. You did it.
Fun
Devin,
fact.
you're
Good
up.
job.
Hey, it's 2018. TV doesn't exist anymore.
Wait,
What is cinema?
Wait. Lydia, did you want
It's
to go?
all
What is
movies, baby.
cinema?
It's time.
It's
to talk
all
about
movies.
Boss Baby.
No, wait. Lydia, did you want to go first, or should I go?
No,
You
it's
go.
Dylan's turn.
Democracy.
Okay.
You ready?
I have
Sure.
no
It's
idea
not
what my
democracy
segment's
when
gonna
you
be
draw
like.
It's
Okay.
Dylan's turn. He's talking about the Boss Baby. He has 15 minutes. Here we go.
You ready?
Incomprehensible.
Give me a sign.
Yeah, go for it. So, The Boss Baby is an animated movie by DreamWorks. It came out, what was it, a year or two ago? Something like that?
Last year.
Last year. Thank you, Nathan. And the basic premise of the movie is that a little kid, what is he, like 8 years old, has a wonderful time with his parents. They bond a lot. They have imaginary adventures with each other. And they bond over the song Blackbird, and it's a sweet moment, sure. And
The Nina
he...
Simone song?
No, well...
No,
I mean, I guess-
the Beatles song.
Yes, the Lennon McCartney song, and
Okay.
but I'm sure she does a great rendition. But no, that's Bye Bye Blackbird, I think. Anyway, he fears that as soon as he is told that his mom is going to have another kid, that he's going to lose all the joy in his life.
Primacy. As
Oh,
the
primacy.
most loved
Yes.
child.
Right, yes. So, because as soon as the baby shows up, the titular Boss Baby, he comes in, not normally,
It's the titular role.
he's not wrong.
Alec Baldwin.
It is Alec Baldwin, we'll get to that. But so, not only does he show up as if in a hospital, no, he doesn't come with the parents, he shows up in a taxi, with a suit.
He wasn't birthed.
Okay, we'll get to that, wait. But, so, he shows up and...
No, he was absolutely birthed.
No! Taxi! Nathan!
Taxi's a metaphor. But no. Okay. But so he shows up. Worst nightmares are feared. So
Can I just say that this was one of my favorite movies of 2017?
No!
okay, I'm glad we could talk about it because it is a lot. But so to Lydia's point, in between the sequence of him the Boss Baby showing up in the cab, there's a sequence in baby heaven and some
They get assigned jobs.
right. It's some kind of
It's like a weird-
Is
yeah.
that heaven for babies who have died?
No. Pre-heaven.
Pre-heaven.
Babies get assigned jobs based on whether they laugh when they're tickled,
Right.
and he
Yes.
doesn't laugh, so he becomes a boss. It's all about the division between laborers and owners, and he has no sense of humor, so he becomes an owner.
But no, there's an important point towards the end that
Marxism, baby.
you're not wrong. There's a point to the end that's supposed to be the turn of the movie. But
Yeah.
to Nathan's point, it is like this weird factory setting, all white, that's like moving babies through. That, to Nathan's point, they get a little feather out and they tickle the baby in the stomach. And if the stomach is cause laughter, they either get happy family home, which most of them go to, or if they have no sense of humor, they go to management, which includes all the other babies stuck in weird baby purgatory that's called Baby Corp.
Management is better. You get to be a baby forever. You
Right.
get to drink the special formula.
They do have special formula that keeps you as a baby, but
I'm so fucking drunk.
I mean, that's accurate. So
My mom's not gonna like that.
I love Mary.
And Mary.
Shout out to Mary.
I need ice. Get ice.
But so the boss baby shows up to the family, and it is indeed the kid's worst nightmare. Like all the things, like all the attention goes away from them. They have the special, like literally all the attention, and the special moment that he thought he had with the song Blackbird gets sung to the baby uninvited to him, and so he feels especially lonely and has a deep antagonistic relationship, and it's mutual until the point where he finds out not only the baby can talk, that he has
Here you go, Zach.
a group of goons that also are babies that are apparently following a plot to undo a corporation that is trying to manufacture the perfect dog. And not only the perfect dog, the cutest
I forgot
dog
about
in
that.
the world. That
Because
will
dogs will keep you from having babies.
Even
Yes.
because there's only so much love in the world. It's a percentage, like a pie chart, and babies take up like most of it. But the dogs are trying to steal the love from the babies.
right. But this is definitely a one-sided relationship. They just assume a lot about these
Put
dogs.
this
But
vodka in my cranberry.
so the boss baby, played by Alec Baldwin, gets gets the brother in on the operation, and because there's a bonus if he actually gets through the mission and gets rid of the evil dog that takes all the attention from the
The
babies.
puppy. The
Sorry.
eternal puppy.
The eternal puppy.
The Eternal Puppy.
The
I thought my movie was confusing.
The EP for shirt.
For sure.
Give me my notes back.
No, you have your notes. Dylan, it's Dylan's turn.
That they go try to steal the plans and subvert the factory setting in which the eternal puppy is made. And so the incentive for the kid is if they get through the mission,
He gets rid of the baby brother.
right, the baby brother can go be eternal baby in baby purgatory. So
Past the exposition yet?
yes, now we're there.
This is so complicated.
So they now go through family after they bond and convince the parents that they get along with each other. They go through Parents' Day at the factory, in which they both can show up, and it's Parents' Day, and it's great, and they're showing all the puppies and the love because they work at a puppy factory.
Yep.
A puppy farm that is clearly a puppy factory, but
What?
I mean,
Capitalism.
accurate. So they're there to steal the plans and completely subvert the manufacture of the puppy, the eternal puppy.
Okay, you got that.
Who is, by the way, voiced by Steve Buscemi.
Oh, yes, right.
The Eternal
No,
Puppy
that,
is
but
Steve
no,
Buscemi.
no. The eternal puppy is not voiced by Steve Buscemi. No. So this is an important point. The guy who's trying to do all of this daring do is a baby that got kicked out of baby purgatory because the formula that gives him youth forever does not work on him anymore. And so he's forced to age. He gets kicked out of Baby Corp. And so getting his revenge by creating the thing that's going to completely annihilate Baby Corp, in this case, the eternal puppy. And he is indeed voiced by Steve Buscemi, which is hilarious.
This movie is crazy.
I agree.
It's incomprehensible.
Can I also say, can I say that there's a scene where the boss baby and his older brother bond by doing drugs? The boss baby says, "Do you want to know how babies are made?" And the older brother says, like, "Sure." And so the boss baby hands him a pacifier and says, "Suck it."
They suck
And the boss and the older brother is like, "No, you suck it." And they're just like, "No, suck it, suck it, suck it," back and forth. And finally, they both agree to suck it.
Yes.
And they go to the magical land, the magical factory in the clouds where babies are made, and they find out how babies are made.
Two separate pacifiers.
So there's like this elaborate peyote trip
It's in sync.
Yes.
that a baby does.
Right. And they go
Cinema
like,
was
basically-
invented so Alec Baldwin's voice could come out of a baby's body.
So yes, they bond over basically a pacifier-induced LSD trip that takes him to Baby Corp. But so they end up being
Yes.
indeed successful in subverting the internal puppy and stopping the factory.
You forgot
What
to
did I
mention
forget? Go
that the
ahead.
CEO CEO of the Eternal Puppy Corporation is a former baby.
Oh, I totally said that. Yeah.
Did you?
I totally said that.
Everyone is a former baby, Lydia.
But no. It's so. He was indeed a former CEO, and he had his own portrait in the Grand Hall of Baby CEOs, in which Alec Baldwin, as the boss baby, wants to take his position.
Why are there babies?
Is inspired. You know what?
No.
Because
This
babies are
movie-
the boss of the family and take all the attention, Andrew. That is the whole premise of the movie. Go ahead, Lydia.
This movie is incomprehensible.
Well, so like
No, it makes perfect sense.
right. So but so they end up being successful in the job, and they bond along the way, the brother and the baby, in which that not only is he successful and gets his side office and thinks he's happy forever and ever, Alec Baldwin as the boss baby,
Alec Baldwin's the best baby.
right? And
Known abuser, Alec Baldwin.
Known abuser.
Is he a known abuser?
He left a voicemail on his daughter-in-law's cell phone, calling her a fat pig.
Okay, but so we'll get.
Is that?
Go ahead. I mean,
No.
what?
We are so far fucking gone.
I mean,
No,
all right.
abuser.
I'm like almost.
We're on the floor.
As,
Okay, to the point of whatever's happening in this movie.
I want to get to Donnie Darko.
I believe that. That'll be great.
Can I say, I just heard the words boss baby in my head to the tune of Moon River from the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's. I'm not gonna sing it, but I think you can do it in your own head right now.
together.
No.
I don't know.
Three,
Stop
four.
it.
Moon River, boss baby river.
Stop it.
Okay.
You don't.
but So.
You don't know how that song goes, Zach. I'm sorry.
I've never.
Let Dylan finish.
I'm so
So you got
close.
5 more minutes.
But so they reconcile, and the boss baby gets everything he wants. He gets the corner office. He thinks he's happy, but he remembers his happiness with his older brother and decides to give up eternal baby life at Baby Corp as a CEO and becomes a baby human and decides to be in a normal family. But so I worry about what exactly this movie is saying. Lydia, you have a question.
I don't understand why babies have memories of their...
Wow.
They're not babies. They're Baby Corp babies, right?
Wait, are not
No.
all babies baby corp babies?
I don't know. No, because they're not.
That's
There's.
dumb.
There's. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't understand why we have memories before 2 years of age. That's horrifying.
I mean, I think you're right, but that's not what this movie is doing.
Is it?
I think so. What's up, Zach?
What do you think that this movie says about capitalism?
Well,
I'll hang up and listen.
no, you're good. I am worried. I want to know exactly, Nathan, why you like this movie so much, because I'm
Nathan, why did you give this movie to Dylan?
I like it because it's so fucked up.
I mean, accurate.
Honestly,
up.
there's
like,
just
in the first 5
there's
minutes,
just a lot of it's in the same way that in Toy Story when all of what's the neighbor's kid, Sid, that's his name,
Sid.
all of his freaky toys come out from under the bed, and that's one of those things.
Alone.
I don't know what you're saying, Lydia.
It's an alcoholic. He has to
that-
cope somehow.
That was one of those things. That was one of those things
He
that
committed suicide in the first act, like in Evangelion.
Evangelion.
Nathan, continue. I'm so sorry.
it's okay. That was one of those things where it's like most people would say, oh, your kids shouldn't see that. But for me, that was a quintessential moment of my childhood. The creepy spider baby doll coming out from under the bed, and I feel like The Boss Baby was very much the same thing. Whereas so many of the other kids movies that I've seen over the past decade have been so sanitized, and this actually very much leaned into the kind of grotesqueness that so much from Chuck Jones and Tex Avery to Toy Story have that has been a quintessential part of children's entertainment, is this kind of body horror. And I feel like there's something about that is I don't know, you learn something from that almost in a twisted way. you learn something from that horror and that violence. Like, you need to be exposed to. I mean, Grimm's fairy tales even, it's like you need.
I'm interjecting. Dylan and Lydia have their hand up, but I'm not letting them go first. I just want to say that this dates me, but
That's such a white
the
man
first
thing.
Toy Story was the first movie I saw in the theater, and I completely agree with Nathan. That maybe that's why I like horror movies now. That creepiness is totally important. Lydia.
Yeah, it's like you in some way you like learn something about like your interaction with the world, your own body from that. I don't know exactly. I feel like I'm, I don't know, but like there's a part where the older brother is having this like terrible fantasy about how the boss baby is going to take over his family. And he sees this like Christmas tree with all these ornaments that are the boss baby's head and stuff like that. And maybe it was the fact that I had just eaten a very potent edible before seeing the boss baby. Could have been that. But I don't know. It was just something about that where, and also the fact that it sort of like identified this fear that I think a lot of children have of like of like losing the love of their parents because of their siblings and that kind of thing, and dealing with that in a very real way, but a way that was also fun and funny. I don't know.
I mean, I think to your point about Chuck Jones and animation, that the fact that they try to, quote unquote, explain what's going on with a factory setting in a baby corp, that it helps start an understanding, even though it is entirely grotesque and disturbing what's up with
Are
it.
you an older sibling?
No, I'm a younger sibling.
I'm the oldest sibling.
Please go ahead.
I love how Lydia keeps raising her hand.
I know.
Lydia,
All right,
say what
all right.
you need to say.
All right, yeah, Lydia, say what you got to say. We're wrapping up. We're done.
I already forgot my.
All right. So, last thought on the boss baby.
Okay, so I worry about the boss
Let
baby.
Nathan talk.
What? It's Dylan's movie.
Oh right.
I'm good. So, last point is I agree about a starting point of understanding what's going on, but I wonder about the reconciliation between the two at the end and what they're trying to set up as expectations about reality for kids going forward.
What is reality?
Right.
Really, what is
So-
what is reality?
What is reality?
With a
We're
factory
in
setting
Trump's
and
America.
corporations,
It
and
fucking,
assuming
makes
that
sense.
somehow at birth you get decided whether or not you're in a happy home or you're decided for management. And it's a weird thing, even though it is a gross test topic, which...
What did you just say?
I think he meant to say the word grotesque, but he said gross test.
Gross test topic. Grotesque topic.
All right. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Next name.
Okay, we're gonna
Who's
go
next?
next.
Hold on. We're going to take a quick break. We will be back after this. It's going to be the same shit. If you want to leave, that's fine. We'll be after the break.
Hello, Cinematary listeners. This is Zach Dennis with an important message because I have not talked to you enough during this episode. Cinematary would like you to know that we do not want your money. We're not clamoring for your dollars. At this time, we just want to enjoy each other's company and talk about the movies and feel our, distribute our thoughts to the world and become podcasting moguls. Simple stuff. No money involved. However, there are a few things that you could do to help out the show. We would really appreciate it. The first thing is review us on iTunes. I know literally every podcast asks you this. They're like, please review us on iTunes. But it's like important because I don't know, iTunes, this is just what they do. This is how the Apple lords constrict us and keep us in their system. That's just what happens. So we need a nice little review. Just take like 2 minutes one day, be like, this is podcast review time. Put us on the list. Secondly, you can tweet us. We're at Cinematary on Twitter. Or better yet, send us an email. We're cinematary@yahoo.com so we can hear from you. If you're just like Zach, you have terrible taste. Why do you keep talking about these superhero movies? You keep talking about these Japanese movies where all they do is drink sake and smoke cigarettes and talk about how life's awful. And I'll be like, yeah, but you're wrong. And you'll be like, yeah, but I'm just emailing you. And it'll be a whole thing. It'll be a nice discourse. Think about it. And finally, please tell your friends and family, they should know as well. I'm sure they like movies. I'm sure they like podcasts. We don't know. To recap, review on iTunes Review Day. Do that. Secondly, send your thoughts, Twitter, email, one of those. Do it. Third, share with your friends and family. We would love it. Do it. Please. Thank you. Now, let's get back to the show.
All right, and we are back with episode 200 of Cinematary. I'm still a little buzzed. Andrew, pick a name for us.
I can hear it.
All right, our next recounter of moviness is Lydia.
Thank God.
Who was writing notes, and I took her notebook away from her because that's not
Hold
how
on,
this works.
hold on. Can I pause real quick?
That way.
Lydia has been deeply entertaining.
Yeah, she has. Okay, so Lydia's movie is Sleepless in Seattle, which I think this will be a nice change of pace from movies we've talked about so far.
Oh,
Lydia,
yes,
take it
100%.
away.
Who's got the timer?
All right, you ready? Let's go.
Let's go. I think this movie was chosen for me because I fucking hated You've Got Mail.
Which is one of my favorite movies of all time. Thank you very much.
Why? Okay, which is also a Nora Ephron, Tom Hanks / Meg Ryan romantic comedy. Okay, so Sleepless in Seattle is actually one of the early Nora Ephron movie / Tom Hanks / Meg Ryan's. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Just saying epinephrine.
Thank you. Definitely saying epinephrine. Epinephrine.
What's her name?
Nora Ephron, thank you very much. Respect your OGs.
Okay, Andrew took my notebook with notes away, but
You should know how to pronounce the writer's name, or the director's name, sorry.
I'm like 4 drinks in.
Jessica has to say the words a pitchapong were a sethical in a while.
That's not that hard. It's not that hard. It's not that hard.
Tom Hanks's wife died. She had like cancer or something.
Cancer or something.
Anyway, his nightmare fucking son calls into a like radio talk show program that runs late at night to ask for advice for his dad. Anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch, Meg Ryan and her fiance, Bill Paxton, who is America's dad.
So Tom Hanks. Go ahead.
No. Bill Paxton is like the president of Independence Day. I'm so sorry, you guys. You wait till like the 4th fucking movie for this.
Go for it.
Third. Oh, this is the 4th, you're right.
Tom Hanks talks about how much
Go ahead.
he connected with his wife, and the radio show psychologist is like, aren't you ready to date again? Which is not fucking cool.
Why is it not cool, Lydia?
It's not cool because you need time to process your grief. Everybody's laughing at me, Nathan.
No, they're not. They're laughing in general.
But because Tom Hanks's like nightmare fucking child has called into the radio show psychologist,
Right.
Tom Hanks starts getting inundated with all these letters from single women across America. Holy shit, where am I at?
Via email.
Time.
I assume.
No, not email. It's 1995. Like, there's no privacy concerns. Like, women called the radio station to get Tom Hanks's personal address, which scares me half to death. Like, please do not give out home addresses.
This is everything I dreamed up of this part of the episode.
It was the 90s. It was fine.
Radio talk therapy.
So, Meg Ryan, who is engaged to Bill Paxton, who is just like a very nice guy. He's America's dad. He's Independence Day president. She's just not feeling it. Tom Hanks is very sensitive, and he's got a kid who fucking sucks. And this is his mom. Keep going, Lydia.
You can do it, Lydia.
I know. So stop it. Meg Ryan, who falls in love with Tom Hanks based on this radio show testimonial about how his wife died of cancer and his kid misses his mom, and he thinks it's time for his dad to date again. She looks him up via her resources as a journalist for Baltimore, a major Baltimore resources, and
To be fair,
private
all
hires.
journalists do that.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Go on.
She hires a private and guest investigator to.
Investigator? Does she guess?
She's an investigator.
I guess that Meg Ryan loves you.
She hires a private and guest investigator.
Hires an investigator to do what?
It's okay. This is the last episode of this podcast.
to find
Bye.
Tom Hanks's address in Seattle, because when he
Right.
calls into his nightmare fucking child calls into this
She's really emphasizing.
news pop psychologist talk show.
radio.
Yes. His 9-year-old kid is like, my dad doesn't have sex anymore.
Why does the child know
No, it's fucked up.
Okay.
And then he gives his dad's address out to America, and so
I mean,
like
not wrong.
America?
Please continue.
but Meg Ryan hears it, and she abuses her power as a journalist with access to private investigators to find his address
Right.
in Seattle.
This movie's about an abuse.
It's about stalking.
It's about stalking.
Me too.
It's about ethics in
No,
journalism,
oh,
my
God.
wife just said.
All right.
My wife.
Oh my god,
Stop.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Lydia, what does she do with the address? Why?
She hires a private journalist or investigator
Yes.
to research Tom Hanks while he's trying to move on from his wife's death from cancer and date and get back in the world, because apparently his fucking kid misses a mom. Fuck that kid.
All women are interchangeable, it's fine.
Jeez.
Basically. Wow. So she researches Tom Hanks using a private investigator, and she flies out to Seattle to try to meet him.
Why are they so sleepless? We need to know.
I think it's the kid that's sleepless. Tom
Didn't you guys watch Frasier?
Hanks is not sleepless. It's his fucking 9-year-old nightmare fucking child.
What do you feel? How do you feel about this child?
Yeah.
No. He misses having a mom.
So that's why he's a piece of
So that's what he's
He calls into a late night talk show radio program, which is apparently hosted by a psychologist. I'm so sorry, Zach.
You're good.
But this kid starts the whole
Right.
series of event in motion, because the child is the one who calls into the
Right.
late night show and is like, my dad doesn't fuck anymore.
So
Does he
Lydia,
actually say the word sex on the radio?
No, I don't remember.
So Lydia, Meg Ryan shows up in Seattle, and what happens?
Meg Ryan Meg Ryan hears this late night cast of the kid and the dad, and she's like, and then she hires a private investigator to find
the
Tom
investigator.
Hanks. Shut up. To find
Have you already
They
talked
got
about
his
this?
address right.
to find Tom
Hanks'
Hanks'
address,
address.
right.
And then she flies out to fucking
Yes.
Seattle
So what
like
happens-
a psychopath.
Wouldn't you do that for true love, though?
Yes.
No.
Yes. No.
Jessica,
So-
no.
I would.
What happens?
No. Let me
I
talk.
want to know Jessica's perspective.
This is my time.
Yeah, that's not the question to answer.
This is my time
So-
to
She,
shine.
What happens?
she flies
Uh-huh.
out to see. She abuses her power as a journalist
Already said
to hire a private investigator
Okay,
to
just get to the
find
part where she flies.
Tom
She's there,
Hanks'
yeah.
private address,
Right.
and she flies out to Seattle
Uh-huh.
to stalk him
Indeed.
and to watch him on the beach with, I guess, his sister and his kid. But then she gets very discouraged because it's his sister, but she misinterprets and is like, oh, they're in love.
please. Right.
As you do.
We all misinterpret things sometimes.
So she flies back to New York.
Uh-huh.
But in the meantime, she has written Dear John, private letter, in response to his loneliness. Hello, my name is Meg Ryan, and I'm lonely, and I'm in New York. And she mails, Jesus, shut the fuck up. And she mails it to his nightmare fucking child. I hate this kid.
The nightmare fucking child.
I hate this kid.
Alright,
I
alright,
can
hold on.
tell.
We're at 5 minutes.
I think you just hate all children.
Let me finish.
No. You've been saying let me finish for a long time. Zach, what's your question? He's raising his hand.
Question answered.
No one can see this. He's raising his hand right now.
Both people are raising their hands.
Lydia,
Yes?
honey, come here.
Why is this happening?
Zach is approaching Lydia to embrace.
Please let me finish.
Honey, come here.
Zach is just, he's
You
holding
need
Lydia's head.
to find love. You
After an hour and 10 minutes,
Hold a second. Nathan.
Lydia's giving a pouty
Oh
lip.
my gosh, I'm so glad I didn't have this movie.
Hold that thought.
after an hour and 10 minutes of this nonsense, my girlfriend has finally left the room.
Let Nathan talk.
Go ahead.
Nathan,
Did you guys not hear what I just said?
No.
repeat it.
I said after an hour and 10 minutes of this nonsense, my girlfriend has finally left the room. So,
I mean, good for her.
She lasted a long time.
Love isn't real, Nathan.
Sleepless.
wow.
And on that note,
Should we move on to the next one?
So that's what you took away from Sleepless in Seattle.
Love
Okay, go ahead.
isn't real,
Love
everyone.
isn't real.
Okay, we're moving on to the next part of our podcast.
nobody's.
Let's just take 15 seconds of silence. Just all of us. Just 15 seconds of silence, starting now.
I know.
If at least we know Ron will listen to this. At least we know Ron will listen
15
to this.
seconds of silence. We're gonna start our 15 seconds of silence
Just
over
draw a name. Just draw
right
a name.
now.
Draw a name. Just draw a name.
I'm not done.
All right, our next presenter is Jessica, who has a movie chosen by me. That movie is Uncle Boonmee, Who Can Recall His Past Lives, and it is directed by Jessica.
Alright, guys. We're gonna talk about
Get it.
Uncle Boonmee, Who Can Recall His Past Lives. Directed by a Pitchapong Rirasethical.
Nailed it.
A pitch-a-pong, we're a seven
Of which I've been practicing. So I'm glad that I pronounced
You
it.
can put it on your resume now.
Yes, exactly. So this is a Thai film that follows the beekeeper / farmer, Uncle Boonmee. And this is a slow movie. It is very slow. But, when you're going into it, you start off with, just this long shot of, is it a cow? An ox. So immediately you are plunged into just nature and the forest of Thailand.
Yeah.
And you're submerged into Uncle Boonmee's life. And this is actually a sad ass movie. It is kind of depressing.
And he remembers his past lives because he's dying.
Yes. So Uncle Boonmee has a kidney disease, and he has to have a caretaker who has to give him treatments, and he has to drain the fluid out of him because he has a kidney disease. So that part is super sad. Yes. And so throughout the movie, you just hang out with him. And you see his farm work, and he's with Jen, who is his sister-in-law, and they hang out and do stuff. And then kind of I don't know if it's out of nowhere, but it's almost like it's just incorporated into this like subtly, like it doesn't make a big deal out of the supernatural elements that come into play. But so they're sitting just at a dinner table outside, and I don't remember who comes first. It was the ghost wife?
The sister.
It was Shingazi from Evangelion.
The ghost wife?
sister-in-law.
Yeah. Okay, so
It's Ghost Rider
and
from
that
the
is
movie
what-
Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance.
With Nicolas Cage. Yep, Nicolas Cage.
So like they're just sitting at this table, just enjoying their dinner, and then out of nowhere, there's an empty seat.
Can you guys
And
hear
this
me opening
woman-
this beer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we know.
It's crisp beer.
Jessica,
And
go
the-
ahead.
And this, you guys, stop talking. And this woman, and this woman, just appears, and you can tell that she's a ghost because she is kind of transparent. And she shows up, and none of them like really freak out. Like they're a little bit surprised, but then they're like, "Oh, it's Hui." I'm so surprised that I remembered her name.
You did. You nailed it.
Good.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay, so Hui shows up, and yes, Hui shows up, and she shows up to the party, and she's like, "Hey guys, I'm dead, but I'm back."
What party?
The dinner party. The dinner party, Lydia. Anyways, so she shows up and she's like, "Hey guys, I was dead, but now I'm back." And they're like, "All right, so what are you doing here?" And she's like, "You know, Boonmee, I know that you're sick, and it's really sad." And then she just kind of stays there and like catches up with them because Jen is her sister. And so they just like catch up and they're like, "Well, you know, what's being dead like?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, it's just like being dead." And then
I'm dead.
and
It's
then
fine.
okay, whatever. I'm getting through this. Anyways,
You did it.
and then you just kind of like the camera goes to the staircase. And then you just see like these red eyes in the darkness. And then they just start approaching closer and closer and closer.
Same.
And then once the form is revealed, it just looks like a monkey man. Just like
monkey
this
ghost.
ape man. And again, the people are not that surprised by what happens. They're kind of just like,
Startled.
yeah, they're not really startled. They're kind
Yeah.
of just like, "Who are you? What are you
Yeah.
doing here?"
A little worried.
It's like if somebody just showed up here and we're like, "Oh,
That's
hey."
how I. Don't you think that's how you would act though if like a ghost of your dead relative showed up? Don't you think you would just
Yeah.
accept it?
He was
Yeah,
scary,
but
not like.
not the
not like
monkey
the killer.
ghost. Like if the monkey ghost showed up, I'd be like, "What the fuck are
He has
you
these
doing
like
here, monkey
really
ghost?"
intimidating red eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he also just speaks in like a monotone, like he's not very emotional at all. Anyways, so the monkey ghost shows up and he sits down and they're like, "Who are you?" And then they like when he speaks, they realize stop. Jesse's making hand signals at me. Anyways, so they realize that where was I going with this?
They realized about the
realize-
monkey ghost guy that he's what.
Okay. They realize that the monkey ghost is actually Boonmee's son, who it's his Boonsong. Thank you, and it's his long lost son because and then you get the backstory of Boonsong, and he says all this like really calmly, but he's basically like, "I was just taking photos in the forest, and then I saw a monkey ghost, and then I had sex with that monkey ghost, and then it made me a monkey ghost, and here I am."
Accurate.
And then I think that's how that wraps up, like the dinner basically, and then
They're happy he's back.
yeah, and then okay, so the thing is that I don't think Boonsong comes back. I think he was just at the dinner. And
other
then
monkey ghosts come back.
yeah.
What other
and
monkey
then
ghosts?
there are multiple monkey ghosts.
Has Nathan gone yet?
Nope.
Anyways, There are multiple monkey ghosts. Anyways, so Hui.
I'm here as shit.
Guys, Hui.
Thank you, Nathan.
Hey, I'm the American at Pitchapong.
Okay,
Nathan,
so
I hope you're okay.
be quiet. I'm talking about Uncle Boonmee who can recall his past lives. Anyways, so Hui stays, and even though she's a ghost, like, she is not transparent anymore. She's not transparent anymore, and she just, like, hangs out with Uncle Boonmee.
Right.
And then, like, she's in certain scenes with him, and you kind of start to realize, like, as the movie progresses, that he does not have a very long time to live. Like, he mentions it multiple times. He is like, I'm probably gonna die soon. Like, this is it. Yes, I've already mentioned that he has a kidney disease. And it's really, like, the scenes in that are the saddest are him just, like, he always has to lay there while they're draining his kidneys, which is the saddest, like, part, because he's just laying there. But the thing is, Uncle Boonmee is, like, a precious character. Like, even though he is going through this, like, he is super calm and all that stuff. Anyways, another good thing to mention
What happens?
is that obviously if we're talking about
someone's
past
dreaming.
lives, then this movie has to do with reincarnation.
You bet.
And so Uncle Boonmee recalls his past lives, which includes him. I think that this was him, but they just show a scene of a princess.
Yeah.
And she's going to this like river thing, and then she's like, you know, just sitting there, and you can tell she's like, I guess she's very aged, like she's a very old princess, and this one guy talks to her, and he's like, hey,
servant,
and he tries to engage with her, and she doesn't really like want him, and she sees a reflection of a younger princess, and she thinks that that's the only thing the servant wants, is that image of the younger princess that he sees. So then she kind of shoos him away, and then guess what?
I don't know what happened.
She looks into the water, and then a catfish just starts talking to her, and he's like, hey girl, you want?
I'm the catfish, not a ghost.
Like, hey girl, you're beautiful.
Check this out.
You're beautiful, and you should get in this water. And then you see her just start.
I see that you're sad.
She just starts taking her jewelry
Well,
off.
no,
she
you skipped
taking
the
her
most
clothes off.
important part, which
What?
is she asks, are you a ghost? And he says, I am not a ghost, I'm a
catfish.
Okay, well, she just has sex with a regular catfish. It's
Very
fine.
important.
The shape of water was a thing. This is fine. Anyways, so then she gets into the water, and then she's just floating, and you're just like, oh, well, maybe the catfish will just, like, talk to her. Like, they'll be good friends. And then, all of a sudden, you see her body vibrating. And then you look down, and the catfish is in her. The catfish is...
no.
Yes.
But
Yes.
Stop.
Anyways, so I think that was one of Uncle Boonmee's past lives, right? Like he was the catfish.
Oh, he was a cat. I thought he was the princess.
Oh, I thought he was the catfish.
Why would it start with the princess's story if he was the catfish?
Okay, well, he was the princess.
Nathan, is he the
Then.
princess? or the
Yes.
catfish?
Hey, can I say something really quick?
Please.
Yes, fine.
So you know the homeless woman / genderqueer individual from Mulholland Drive? No, she's played by the same person who played the nun in The Conjuring 2, directed by James Wan, in the upcoming movie The Nun.
Wow.
Yeah, just found that out.
Applause for that lady.
Deep cut.
I should get extra time. This is cutting into my
It's okay.
time.
You got it.
I don't remember if I explained
I
that in the
love her
movie.
so much.
You did. It's okay.
What does
Okay.
that have to do with Uncle Boonmee?
Everybody be quiet.
Mulholland Drive, Origins of Trash Lady.
Okay, so let's fast
No,
forward.
Jessica's
Yes, we're fast forwarding to the end. So at the end, Uncle Boonmee gathers up his relatives and his loved ones, and he's like, "Let's go on an adventure." And so they go. Be quiet. Be quiet. They go into the forest, and then they go into a cave. By the way, there were lots of parts in this movie where I was scared. Like,
Fair.
There are
kinda
like
scary.
it is scary because you don't know like what is going to happen, and then when they go into the cave, like that is almost like a horror movie kind of situation.
I fell asleep during that part.
All right. Anyway, so they go into this cave, and then they walk around, and then they kind of just like sit in the cave, and then
Stop it.
What happens?
they show more monkey ghosts. But the way they show
Right.
the monkey ghosts
they're walking
are that it's just like the forest, and then you see multiple like sets of red eyes staring at you.
Is it Planet of the Apes?
And okay, so the thing about that is that it lingers on that for a really long time. So that was kind of scary to me because I did not like the idea of monkey
They're waiting
ghosts
for him
just
to
staring
die.
at me.
Right.
They're waiting for him to die. That's a good point. Anyways, so that happens, and then morning comes, and then it's really sad because Jen like wakes up and oh yeah, the part where they drain his kidney. Yeah, that was really really sad.
Turn.
Yeah, I gotta edit this.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, so
2 minutes.
Boonmee slowly dies on screen.
Boonmee dies. It's really sad, and then they kind of just continue with regular life, and then
Yeah,
Jen is in her room with her daughter, and they're counting the bot that comes in from the money from the funeral, and they're counting that, and then a monk comes in who is her son.
No. It's the guy who's been there the whole time.
That is her son.
Oh.
Okay, anyways, the monk
That's
the monk takes a shower, and then he comes out, and then something really weird happens because they watch TV.
Right.
But then
Holy
they decide
shit.
to leave, and then the monk like looks back, and it shows them still sitting there watching TV. And then they go to like a karaoke bar kind of situation, and then like a pop song plays, and then the movie ends. So, what is this movie about? It is about reincarnation. It is about supernatural elements existing with reality.
Yeah,
For sure.
It's about the past, the present, and the future
Accurate.
existing all at the same time.
Hallelujah.
And so, when the monk sees that image, he's seeing the past, because the past and the present and the future all are existing on the same plane.
That's high five.
Thank
Jessica.
you!
Nice
Thank
job.
you!
All right, Zach has had his hand up for a while.
Yes,
Zach,
what?
what's your point?
Zach?
Did you like this movie?
Okay, so
After all that.
yes, I liked this movie once I understood what it was trying to say, but it is
Good.
it is super slow. I will admit that it's not something that I'm like.
I
I'm
was,
really
I was,
pumped to watch
I
this.
will say, I was so worried, Jessica. I saw your Letterboxd review,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Andrew's like, you
and I was worried because I remember back in the day, a man named Andrew Swafford watched the same movie, and he'd never
didn't
seen a
like
movie
it.
by a
Yeah, you gave
Pitchapong
it
Weir's
2.5
Ethical
stars
before, and he
already.
hated it.
I was wrong.
He hated it. And then he watched his other movies,
Okay, so
and he came to
final
love.
thoughts
He came to
is
love the man known as a Pitchapong Weir's
go
Ethical.
go watch a Pitchapong Rear's
A
Ethicals.
pitch upon where is
Uncle
the
Boonmee's.
Go
Who Can I
watch
Tell Us Like?
fucking Cemetery of Splendor and get your meditation on.
All right. So
Syndromes in a Century, Blissfully Yours.
All right, so let's do this. We got
You
one
got
more
the-
person left. It's our main man in NYC. It's Nathan Smith. You got 15 minutes, Nathan. We're starting now.
So this movie, I want to say first, so this movie is a little movie that you've probably seen called Donnie Darko, directed by the god himself, Richard Kelly. And I want to preface the summary because honestly, I don't give that much of a shit about the summary. I want to talk about this movie, and I want to talk about my feelings, fuck summary, So, back in the day, back in 9th grade, I saw this movie. It played on MTV one day when I was sick home from school. And at the same time this movie was playing, Fight Club was playing on AMC at the same time. And so I went back and forth between those two movies. And those were two movies that I loved at that time. And then after a year or two, I decided that I didn't like those movies anymore. I was beyond them. I was past them. those were the movies of juvenile cinephiles. They were in my past. Donnie Darko, too angsty, too emo. I'm over that. But I saw a little movie called Southland Tales, also directed by Richard Kelly. And that's one of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my entire life. One of the great American motion pictures. The movie that has forecasted so much of the way that American history has gone. Richard Kelly.
Let's not spend too much time on Southland Tales.
That's a lot as it is. So go ahead.
Well, so I always knew I would come back to this movie. I knew I would come back to it. Richard Kelly is the Philip K. Dick of cinema, and Philip K. Dick is my favorite author. He's somebody who, after a bad experience in my life, after an acid trip that could have destroyed my life, Philip K. Dick got me back on the right path. And Richard Kelly is that, but for cinema. So I knew I would come back to Donnie Darko. So, Donnie Darko, the movie opens. You see Donald Darko, played by Jake Gyllenhaal. For some reason, I wanted to call him Ryan Gyllenhaal. Why did I want to call him Ryan Gyllenhaal? I don't know. He's this kid. He's in a Republican family in 1988. He's got an older sister, played by his real life older sister, Maggie Gyllenhaal. This family's dysfunctional. He's depressed. He's got a lot of problems. He burned down a house. He goes to a therapist. He's in high school. There's all this great 80s music playing, like Tears for Fears. What is it? Under the Milky Way. You got Joy Division. You got Echo and the Bunnymen, Pantera, all this great 80s music. And he's just a sad little kid. He's just a sad little kid who says mean things. And he's being visited. Is my audio sounding really crunchy to you guys? Okay, good, because I'm hearing a little feedback. Anyways, so he's being visited by this creature named Frank, who's this guy in like a weird, demented skeletal bunny suit. And he's telling him to do things. And he tells him that in 28 days, the world is going to end. And Donnie wakes up the next morning on a golf course, and he goes home and he finds that this jet engine has crashed into his bedroom. And if he hadn't been sleepwalking, if Frank hadn't have woken him up in the middle of the night, he would have been dead. So all these strange things start to happen to him. Frank wakes him up in the middle of the night, and he goes and he floods the school. He takes a axe and puts it into the head of the bronze statue of the school mascot. He meets a new girl at school who's played by the very attractive Jenna Malone from the Neon Demon and the Ultimate Edition of Batman vs Superman. If you've seen those movies, if you've seen them. And wait, she's in Inherent Vice. Oh, that's right. Wow, I totally forgot that. Yeah, but she's great. She's great. They start going steady, and he's this very smart kid, but he's just got all these emotional problems. And there's a teacher at school played by Drew Barrymore who's kind of trying to give some guidance to him. There's a really mean gym teacher played by who's she played by Beth Grant. She plays this gym teacher who's infatuated with this local motivational speaker named, I don't know what his name is, but he's played by Patrick Swayze in a great bit of casting. He's this vaguely New Age Christian motivational speaker, and in one of these visions that Frank sends him on, Frank tells him to go burn down this guy's house. And in burning down his house, he reveals that Patrick Swayze is actually the ringleader of this child porn distribution circuit. And so what is going on over there?
Keep going, you got it.
What's happening?
I just want to update everybody.
I'm just
Zach has taken.
I'm just gonna ignore this. So
I got you, Nathan.
Everything's
So-
fine.
so-
Magnus isn't wearing a shirt now.
so Donald. So and there's also this like
I'll look
old
good,
woman.
Nathan, I'll let you know.
There's this old woman who lives in a house nearby, and it turns out she wrote this book called The Philosophy of Time Travel. It's all about time travel, and Donnie's finding out through his visions from Frank all about these like wormholes, and so he's really depressed, but he starts to there are all these like coincidences, and he's reading this book about the philosophy of time travel, and his life starts to have some kind of meaning, and then eventually I don't know, what else happens? The world ends. There's a Halloween. The world ends on Halloween, and he goes to this costume party, and he's wearing the skeleton suit. He loses his, he pops his cherry. Jenna Malone gets run over by a car. She gets run over by Frank, the guy who's in the bunny suit. And then he realizes he needs to go through this wormhole to save her, but sacrifice himself. So he gets killed by the jet engine landing in his bedroom. And I don't know, like, there's something about this movie where at one time in my life, I felt like it was like, it was too angsty, it was too emo. Like, obviously, like, Donnie Darko, like, the character himself is a little bit, he's a little bit, like, over the top and a little hilarious in his sort of angst and his depression. And the movie is also, this is one of those movies that has this huge cult following and is sort of hyped up as this, like, mindfuck movie. But I feel like it's actually like it's written in a very screenwriterly way where everything sort of adds up for the most part, and it makes sense, at least to me. But there is also
it does spend time a lot with some side characters, like you said, with the Drew Barrymore character and the parents, enough to make them seem more like full characters.
Yeah, that is actually one thing that I love about this movie is that it is so much about these, like, there's this Asian character at the high school who's this outsider, and everybody teases her because she's a little bit on the big side, and she's just this, like, has no real, like, relation to the actual plot of the movie, but the movie really cares for her at the same time. And, like, the parents start off and you think they're going to be these kind of caricatures, these, like, conservative parents, but they actually become these fully fleshed out characters, which is something I really appreciated about the movie. But it also has these, these, like, jokes that sort of disarm the whole, like, how well written the rest of it is and how tied up the rest of it is. There's just, like, a very offbeat sense of humor running throughout it, and it's something, honestly, where, like, I said Richard Kelly is like the Philip K. Dick of cinema, and Philip K. Dick is an author who in some ways kind of, like, helped me in a dark moment in my life. But this is honestly, like, as fucked up as it sounds, this is a movie that I kind of relate to, where Donnie Darko just starts, like, reading this book and finding these, like, magical coincidences and like finding some kind of purpose in his life. And that's how, like, I felt when I read Philip K. Dick, and I've read other authors that, like, I'm reading this book and somehow everything is just in my life is just lining up. And it also, just as, like, on a weirder tip, I'm looking at this cast list on Wikipedia right now. Apparently Disney star Ashley Tisdale is in this movie. The young Ashley Tisdale, also Seth Rogen, a young Seth Rogen.
Yeah, he's one of the
plays
bullies.
a bully.
Yeah,
he's one of the bullies. I don't know. It's not. I'm not. I'm not being funny here. You guys have all been cracking jokes. I don't know. This was a movie where I kind of knew going back in that I would probably like it more than I did after I decided to push it by the wayside. And I did really like it, but I wasn't really expecting to sort of, like, resonate with it in a weird way. I don't mean to end this podcast on an emotional note, but I think this is, like, this is one of, like, one of, like, the great American movies about like, mental illness. And particularly as it affects teenagers and just like kind of being a teenager and trying to figure out what the purpose of your life is. There's this really great moment in this movie where Donnie Darko is talking to his psychologist, and she's like asking him if he believes in God. And he's kind of like, I used to, really think about that all the time, and it would take up all my time, and I would really like weigh that question, and then I just sort of realized that it's like not worth it. Like I'm just going to live my life regardless of whether I believe if there's a God or not. And just thinking back to my own time in high school where that question was really important to me for a while, that's sort of like the same conclusion that I reached, where I'm like, well, regardless of whether there's a God or not, I'm just going to try to be a good person, and I'm going to stop wasting my time debating these questions, because I can be a good person regardless of what I believe in that area. So I don't know. This movie, unexpectedly, it really hit me in the gut. And I don't know. There's a part of being drunk that's really funny, but there's a part of being drunk that's also, it gets you in your feelings. And I feel like this we need some in our feelings a little bit on this episode. So I hope that I brought that in this summation of. I feel like all you guys were so talkative, and then you just disappeared. Where are you?
I'm right here,
Let
Nathan.
me just update you on what's happening.
I'm here, Nathan.
I was laying on the ground for about 10 minutes.
Okay, you deserve
Dylan
that.
was sitting here just talking to you.
I also want to say.
Hold on. Andrew was shaking his head.
I was hiccuping.
Yeah, you were hiccuping. Jessica
character.
was laying on the futon, and Lydia is in the bathroom because I think she won the throw up championship. Go ahead.
I just want to say the moment in this movie when Head Over Heels by Tears for Fears hits. I was just watching that and I was like, God fucking damn it! I wish I was seeing this movie in a theater, because just seeing that, like, the camera's like sideways as they're like hopping out of the back of the school bus. I'm just like, God damn it, this movie is not, this movie suffers a little bit watching it streaming on Canopy. Like, I just need that. Because I knew if I was seeing that on a print in a theater, it would just be hitting me in the gut. And it was already hitting me in the gut. But there's just like, I don't know. It's amazing that this was honestly, and Richard Kelly is fascinating because he is this sort of like, like frat bro philosopher. Like, there is a sense of stupidity to almost everything he's done. That's this like idiot savant kind of thing, where there's something about it that is like I really enjoy, but I also recognize that there's like it's kind of dumb at the same time. Like the Gary Jules cover of Mad World is like kind of stupid, and the whole like montage of all the characters in the movie suffering while that plays is kind of stupid. But at the same time, like I feel like he sort of accidentally, or maybe not accidentally, I don't know. It's amazing that this was like a first feature, because it feels very accomplished, and like he has like a very concrete sense of style and a sense of what he wants to do. I mean, I haven't seen the director's cut, and it seems like that has a generally negative response, just because it's like 20 minutes longer and becomes all about like the mechanics of time travel, which is not what's the most interesting about this movie. So I feel like it's again sort of which there are so many directors who are like, there's so many directors who I don't think realize what's actually good about their own movies. Like, I mean, I love Spike Lee to death, but you listen to interviews with Spike Lee and sometimes I'm like, I don't think you realize what's actually good about some of your own movies. But regardless of that, like this, I don't know, Donnie Darko it slaps. It's hard. It's good. It's good shit. I'm glad that I watched this movie again. Thank you for being there for me, Dylan. I appreciate it.
I'm right here, Nathan. I agree. Jake Gyllenhaal, like, going through like a sense of locked in determinism is very sad, but I think as a teen movie,
I'll just say no. Nathan, your open emotionality is always welcome. It's always a nice touch.
Oh, thank you.
I would say things, but I'm hiccuping a lot because I'm a cartoon character.
Yeah, and Lydia's
okay.
Lydia's
you guys are all
doing
drunk as
stuff
fucking,
right now.
so am I.
So
Hey, happy Happy
I get-
200th episode, everybody.
Yeah, this is the 200th episode. Nobody's listening at this point. But
Stop it.
But
Go
if
ahead.
no, they aren't. But if you are, thank you for listening.
Kudos and cheers.
We'll have really professional, nice interviews coming up in the next few weeks.
Next week is Kiss Me Deadly.
Yeah.
We got Kiss Me Deadly coming up next week.
That gets referenced in Southland.
I'm mad that I'm gonna be out of the country and I can't be on that episode because I love that movie so much.
Oh man.
Can I say something really quick before we wrap up here?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna hiccup a couple times. That's okay.
He's a cartoon character, guys.
Our new
Happened to be
our New Year's resolution was our New Year's resolution was to put up a new piece of writing every week, and we are halfway through 2018, or we will be basically when the show comes out, and we have accomplished that goal. And I just want to say thank you so much to anybody who has written for cinematerror.com, and thank you so much to anybody who has read anything at cinematerror.com. We are really proud of our writing as well as this podcast, and I feel like we are continuing to grow in some really extreme ways this year. So,
Thanks, guys.
Hell yeah.
Yay!
It continues to make no sense how this thing is successfully continuing on.
To 300 episodes, baby.
We got it.
we can do it.
Nathan, don't text me in the middle of the episode. All right, let's wrap it up, guys.
Donnie Darko, watch it. It's on Netflix. Go ahead.
It's 200 episodes. If you want,
I want you to be with me alone and talk about
we need to wrap
the
it up
weather.
now immediately. Thank you guys for listening. You can find Cinematary. Hold on, guys. I got to remember this all. You can find Cinematary at Facebook.com, at Facebook.com/Cinematary, at Twitter at handle @Cinematary, and on Letterboxd, Letterboxd.com/Cinematary. We post all the movies that we talked about in this episode. Next week, like we said, we're going to be talking about Kiss Me Deadly. The week after that, we're going to be talking about Pather Panchali with Girish Shambhu, who has come on the episode already before. He's the bomb. So yeah, we got some good stuff coming up. If you have not listened to our other Young Critics episodes, please take a chance and check those out. We've had some great interviews so far. We got some good stuff on the website. We have reviews of Hereditary. We have reviews of Ocean's 8. Lots of good stuff on cinematary.com. Please check it out. Until then, thank you guys for listening to this episode.
Thanks, Eddie.
I'm going to drunkenly edit this thing, and I will see you
Bye.
next week.
Thanks, Nathan.
Bye!
All right, thanks again, everybody, for listening. I wanted to take one final moment to remind you to check out Audible and get a free 30-day free trial just for being a listener of Cinematary. You can start your trial by going to www.audibletrial.com/Cinematary and picking through over 180,000 titles that can be accessed from your iPhone, your Android, your Kindle, or even your MP3 player. Again, that link is www.audibletrial.com/Cinematary. See you next week.